Hey, everybody. Okay, so I want to talk about the feeling of urgency and the tricky little thing that that can get us into. I was reflecting on this for myself recently in a course that I just took part of, and urgency for me is a feeling that is contracting. It is a feeling of like I've got to jump to something. So something can be very important, and it can be important that it's done quickly. This came up in one of my classes that I was teaching the other day. They were asking about that energy. How do you know when you're in that feeling where you are over concerned about something versus when you're in true concern and in integrity and moving quickly and know you need to follow up on things in a certain time? What's the difference? And so the very first thing, the obvious thing is to notice in your body the feeling of when something feels urgent, when it's something that it's a big deal energy. There's no need for that. Actually, when I get in that energy of urgency, I kind of muck things up a little bit. I told you about the class I was taking. So all weekend long, that was kind of the theme I was doing some reflection on, working on some techniques, doing some different things like that. And sure enough, I got tested and I failed miserably on the way back from this course. And it was a perfect experience for me to have. And it was a perfect setup. It was exactly what was needed to happen because I tell you what ended up happening, I took action. I spoke too soon. Because I was so urgent and there was genuine concern in what it was that I was wanting to communicate. So that was the piece of the puzzle that was beautiful. But because I got into this energy of, no, I need to take care of it now because of this, and so is putting on pressure on me here in order to make this decision now. So therefore I've got to communicate to this person so that have clarity and that they're relaxed, et cetera, et cetera. You can feel it. That was the energy. I literally felt maybe not quite that intense, but that was the undercurrent that was happening for me. And so what ended up happening was I literally communicated in the absolute wrong, and really it wasn't a very respectful timing for this person. And that led to this trickle, this domino effect. And in hindsight, I regrouped it all and I could see exactly how it happened. And that experience was a great thing to cement in me a reminder, like a visceral reminder of not to get caught up in that. So, again, first and foremost is if you want to identify for yourself whether you're getting caught up in that energy of urgency, which is directly connected with this idea that there is this over concern about something. It's that worry. It's another word to say all that. And I'm not necessarily worried, but it is that feeling. That's what you need to recognize in your body first and foremost, is just to tune into that feeling. And then when you recognize that, you can say, okay, what are the facts here? What do I need to look at? What is important? Yes, of course, I've got a deadline. I need to sign these papers. I need to submit this information. I need to create this connection with this client at this certain time. 100%. That's needed. But I can do it with an energy that is rushed and fretful and in a place of lack and scarcity, or I can do it from a place of, it's important. I'm going to get it done. I'm going to follow through. I'm going to take the steps I need to take. But I inside still feel relaxed. I inside still feel centered. That's a good word to say, is centered. I'm not thrown off my pivot. I'm not knocked around. So I encourage you to do that check-in for yourself. Do that check-in for yourself around a particular subject, around a particular person. Perhaps when it comes to a specific person, maybe it's your child. I remember when my young ones were babies. Every time I left, as soon as I started coming home, I'd have this urgency to get back home. Just give yourself the opportunity to check in. Where do you get caught up in that energy of urgency? Why do you get caught up? What is the thought process around that? And then allow yourself a moment of breath, a moment of reconnection with your center before you even engage in your thoughts with that person or that situation or that opportunity. Okay, everybody, pop a comment in here. Just maybe either a comment on what your takeaway was from this, or just a declaration to yourself like, hey, I declare that I am not going to get caught up in urgency and that feeling of compulsion and agitation this weekend, this week, this month, this year. See what you can do with that. Feel free to check out my website. The links are in the description. And if I can be of service to you in any way, let me know. I look forward to sharing with you soon.